what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This is not really appropriate. Please.
She tells me you don't feed her. Like, come on.
Oh, I'm not allowed to say goodbye? I'm not allowed to say goodbye? Say goodbye and wave. You're turning it into a spectacle. Well, well, well. Welcome back to another Dadvocate video. Hold on, Prince Unicorn wants to tell me something. What's that, buddy? You want them to like the stream already? And you wanted to thank the YouTube and Patreon members for sponsoring this video? Golly, Prince, that's thoughtful of you. There are a lot of people in co-parenting situations right now, and the good news is that most of them are going pretty decently. Co-parenting is never easy, but a lot of these situations are handled outside of the court and fairly amicably. But one thing that Prince and I noticed is that when it comes to these high conflict situations, people have a really hard time believing that the mom can be the problematic one. We know that there's quite a bit of anti-male sentiment out there in the cultural and social zeitgeist, but people have an especially hard time seeing a mother, a woman who created life, also being an antagonistic piece of shit. And yet, really, people think that if a mother has a rule set for a co-parenting relationship, that it must be reasonable. It must be based off of logic. But plenty of us have the lived experience to tell you a lot of it is not logical, a lot of it is petty and selfish and not requited. A lot of it is rules for thee, but not for me, BS. A lot of it is just unhinged crash outs. And because mothers most often end up with custody, they are the most likely to go on crazy power trips, making ridiculous and petty demands of the father if he wants to be able to see the child. If there's no court order, it becomes kind of like the wild, wild west, and a lot of men will just kind of cave to these demands. You'll hear things like, you're not allowed to cut our child's hair, or I'm going to take time away from you. You're not allowed to have your girlfriend around the child, or I'm taking time away from you. And a lot of these women are not above financial extortion, saying if you don't buy this or give me this amount of money, I'm going to take away time from you. That can all be hard to believe. But because some parents are dealing with co-parents who are so unhinged, wild, and unpredictable that they are forced to have to film every pickup and drop-off exchange for legal and safety reasons, we actually occasionally get a glimpse into the life of baby mama crash outs. Another trope you'll see a lot in co-parenting situations, and dads and moms can both be guilty of it, is the overprotective parent who seems to always have a problem at every single exchange. Why does she have a hole in her sock? Why does he have a cut on his knee? What is going so wrong at your house that they would have a cut on their knee? Why does my child have a cold after coming back from your house? What did you do to give her a cold? Today we're going to react to a video that shows us this exact kind of behavior. A custodial parent who seems to take things way too far at an exchange. Let's take a look. Text overlay reads, Mom attacks dad during child exchange and cuddles the child in his car. Part 1.
So right now you need to worry about Saturdays and getting a job.
I have a job. That's those moments.
Yeah, I'll make sure that it's part of that too.
They will have my information. They will have it.
And by the way, this is supposed to be a visit, only you and Aurora. So that will be another thing the court knows. You're not supposed to be bringing her along, and him along is only supposed to be like if your hands were tied. We established that in court.
So off the jump, mom is trying to gatekeep who is and isn't allowed at dad's visit. I'm not sure if this somehow did make it into the parenting plan, that it's only supposed to be him and his daughter, but this strikes me as a really petty and unnecessary move. Why is he not allowed to introduce his daughter to anyone else in his life?
You asked permission to bring her along if you went to Splashdown. You get to go to Splashdown.
So now she's trying to say that dad needs her permission to bring anyone along. They all have to be like audited through her, I guess. And I understand wanting to know who is around your child, absolutely, but I think we're on a power trip right away.
That was the only thing.
Can you not do this in front of the child, please? Because, I mean, we're here for a visit. I didn't start anything. I asked you what your email address was. And I asked you if you received anything from me. And you say you don't know. I know I sent it to you in text message, and it says delivered. Did you receive it? So there's no surprise. It's nothing out of the ordinary. The question is...
You don't need to know any of those answers.
So in the paperwork, I request... Did you? I'm asking you.
I want an official document.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why I gave it to you. That's exactly what it is, an official document.
She can't just respond to a text or an email. It has to be official, notarized, sent by carrier pigeon right from the federal government or something.
Okay, well, the judge can tell me.
Okay. All right, so I will have to seek an adjournment after August. I want you to understand that you're spoiling the exchange.
I want you to understand that ever since these exchanges have been happening, she is so super anxious and very attached. It's never been the case before. She's sleeping in my bed again.
Yo,
I can't leave the room without her being anxious.
Let me see something? Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This is not really appropriate. Like, you're hanging in my car, and this is not an exchange that you're supposed to be doing. You understand?
Okay.
Thank you. You're not supposed to be cuddling her in my car. When you go to daycare...
Like I said, this is all part of the classic trope. Oh, they're always worse behaved after coming back from your house. Oh, they're always so anxious at all of these exchanges. And like, have you ever stopped to ask yourself if maybe you're giving the child anxiety through your own emotions you're projecting at every exchange? Have you ever asked yourself if maybe you're the one making the situation so contentious for your child? Now, first of all, this is where I am going to fault the dad. You should not be showing the child's face or name in any of these videos. We don't need to see that. But because he did, I can safely say that child doesn't really look anxious. I could be wrong. Of course, you can be feeling anxiety and not really show it, but the mom just hanging in there, refusing to let her go and keeping this going isn't gonna help. Talking about how you think the child is feeling in front of the child isn't gonna help. They're kind of both acting like the girl isn't even there. At the same time, if he's filming for his own protection to counter any claims made in court, that would probably help his case with proving that the child is not crying or unable to handle the exchanges. She's sitting there very chill.
It was that written in the document too? I'm not allowed to like say goodbye to her when she's feeling anxious. She was literally crying before we got in the car.
Listen to me.
Classic minimizing of her own behavior. Oh, I'm not allowed to say goodbye. I'm not allowed to say goodbye. Say goodbye and wave. Don't be hanging out of the car for 10 whole minutes. You're turning it into a spectacle. And I can't stress this enough to parents. When you are doing your exchanges, keep it simple. Don't be layering it with all of these like overly dramatic, I'm gonna miss you so much. Mommy's so sad when you're gone. Daddy really can't even handle it when you're gone. Like, it's too much. Don't be putting that pressure on your kids. See you soon, sport. Love you. All you need. They're not like leaving for a tour in Afghanistan. Chill.
I don't want to argue with you, okay? This is about Aurora and spending time with her, all right?
And look at you, bringing your whole other family with you.
I'm spending time with her.
No, because every time she comes back,
Megan,
she's just like,
Megan,
oh,
Megan,
I want to be.
Look at you, involving your daughter with your entire family. Yeah?
Megan, please.
She tells me you don't feed her. Like, come on.
How can I not feed her? But I don't bring...
The last 2 times she's come back saying she was starving, that she didn't eat.
I have her on video eating, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Lady, if you genuinely believe that the father of your child doesn't feed her, is actually starving her, why are you not calling the police? Bitter parents will throw out the wildest accusations without a second thought.
She said that you gave her fruit and a bag of chips.
That's not
Okay, so which is it? Is she eating or not? Which one is happening?
true. That's not the only thing I gave her. But when I asked the child, what is it that you want me to bring? She says, I want you to bring strawberries. I want you to bring pineapples. I want you to bring, hold on.
Adult,
Yes, and fruit. You're telling me fruit is not good for the...
I'm saying like you're with her from 12 to 6. She needs like a lunch and a dinner or something.
Okay. All right. I've been,
Like,
listen
she
to me.
eats
I have
breakfast
children
before
that are 22 and 23 years old.
That doesn't make you a great
All
dad.
right. Can you close the door, please?
So now he's trying to explain to her that he has grown children. He's basically trying to say, I know what I'm doing, to which she replies back, that doesn't make you a great dad. Which, objectively, to be fair, yes, you can have fully grown children and be a terrible dad. Those things exist, but it's pretty clear she's just trying to be hurtful at this point. She's nitpicking. She's trying to make this desperate case that he has absolutely no idea what he's doing so that she can keep claiming her role as the right parent, the good parent. And he's just a tolerable visitor, a barely tolerable visitor.
She's fine. She's taken care of. Everything that she asked me for. You asked me for Nutella? Yes, there's Nutella in the bag. You asked me for Nutella sandwiches? There's strawberries in there, there's grapes in there. I don't just give her 2 pieces of fruit and walk away. I bring strawberries, I brought melons, I brought grapes, I brought watermelons, I brought cantaloupe, I brought pineapples. So you can't tell me that the food that I'm providing to her, which is what people have been eating since the beginning of time, is not sufficient for her.
I know, she's coming home saying that she's starving.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, she's running around and jumping in the pool and playing in the park and swimming, and she's doing a lot. Of course she's hungry.
Kids are always starving. They have 2 moods. Either I don't want to eat anything or I'm starving. Kids that age also don't have the best memory. Like when my stepson was that age, I'd be like, oh, what did you do at your mom's this week? And he'd be like, nothing. And they like went to Disney World. I don't want to say you can't trust kids that age, but like, take it with a grain of salt.
If when I go bring her to the pool right now and she says, I want to eat at 1 o'clock and I want to eat at 2 o'clock and I want to eat at 3 o'clock, the food is there and she eats throughout the day. So then when she falls asleep on the way over here, and then, I mean, yeah, she's waking up hungry. And I communicated that to you. It's not that I don't feed her. I have 2 bags here with food in it. There's juice there for her. There's everything. There's Pringles here. There's
Oh my god. Bro's literally showing up with like 5 different Instacart orders and she's like, why are you starving my precious baby? Like the proof is right there in the pudding. In the 4-door sedan pudding.
There's club crackers, there's Cheez-Its, there's fruit, there's peanut butter and jelly, there's hot dogs at my parents' thing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I know how to take care of a child.
Okay.
So he just came from his parents? She's mad that he brought his daughter to her grandparents?
All my children are healthy.
Good day, okay?
So alright, this is another situation where, like I say a lot on this channel, we can't save these hoes, non-derogatory, but we can learn from these hoes, non-derogatory. It's pretty obvious to me that the mom is being pretty problematic here. She's nitpicking, she's gatekeeping, she's making heinous allegations, and I've got to imagine this is not her first rodeo when it comes to high conflict exchanges. By the time a person feels the need to have to record every exchange, they've probably been through it. Some people film to be antagonistic, but most of the time these people are doing it to protect themselves, to prove the claims that they've been trying to make to people. In this case, it seems that Dad was trying to accomplish a couple different things by filming. For one, I think he was trying to get concrete proof that she had indeed seen the correspondence that he sent her. And second, if he did anticipate problematic behavior, all of that should help him out in court. He seems to hold himself together pretty well, but there are a lot of pointers that I want to go over here so that you guys don't end up making the same mistakes that any of these people did. Overall, this guy seems alright. He seems like a tenured father who is just trying to do best by his daughter. But there are definitely some things where if I was the Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder, I would have encouraged him to do a little bit differently. So if you have a high conflict co-parent like this who is constantly nitpicking, constantly attacking you, constantly giving you these laundry lists of all of the things that you're doing wrong, the number one thing that I would recommend for you is to gray rock. The gray rock method is one of the most highly effective tools against narcissistic type personalities. And what it means is in the name. You just become a rock. You just become a potted plant. You are no longer going to respond to these allegations, accusations, and laundry lists. To quote Rusty from Ocean's 11, why use 7 words when 4 will do? You don't need to argue with them. That's what they want. In fact, what they're really hoping to do is to get you so agitated that you start acting out of character, and then they can point to that and say, see, I told you they were crazy. So for him, what's going to really shut down the conflict of these exchanges is if he just does not react to her. No response. In the beginning, when I first started this co-parenting journey alongside of my husband as his wife, he used to get so caught up in arguing point for point for point, paragraph to paragraph in exchanges with his ex. Once I learned about the gray rock method, I definitely introduced it to my husband, and I introduced the idea of, hey, what if we stop explaining ourselves? What if we just keep it short and simple and only address things that absolutely have to do with the child? And let me tell you, it takes the fight out of them real quick. In a lot of cases, it gets worse before it gets better. They try even harder for a bit to get you to react, to try and make you mad. Just stand 10 toes down and they will give up. All they want is a reaction from you. Another thing I would strongly recommend is if you feel that you have to film these exchanges, that's one thing. You don't have to post it online. In fact, most of the time, posting it online is only going to work against how it can be used as evidence and is going to work against you. It's going to make you look bad. Because similar to partner shaming, co-parenting conflicts shouldn't really be made the general public's business, especially when your kid's whole name and face is out there. Like, all of our parents fought growing up, but most of us didn't have to see it regaled back to us on TikTok. It's not just about protecting yourself. It's certainly not about protecting your ex, but it's also about protecting everybody else involved, namely your kids. And if you have good video evidence that could really help you in court, you don't want to ruin that by putting it up online and making it completely discardable in court. While I do think that most mothers and most fathers are pretty reasonable people, we can't be so delusional to think that in a world where courts favor one custodial and one non-custodial system, that people aren't going to go on power trips and act a little unhinged. And when that happens, it is so important to know your rights. One of the best things you can do is just get a memorialized schedule that you can both commit to as early as possible, because once you have that court order, they can't just make up random BS anymore. There's no more, well, actually, I just decided, or, well, I didn't like what you did here, so I'm changing this. No. The judge has already decided for us. And when you get a court order, you're not going to get every single thing that you want. That's compromise. But without a court order, it's the wild, wild west out there, and that's how we get crap like this. Like I said, shame this had to be uploaded for all of us to judge, but we can learn from it. And in closing, I want to know what you think. Do you think that there was one parent acting a bit more responsibly than the other in this video? Or do you think that they were both pretty irresponsible here? Have you ever dealt with something like this or witnessed something like this? Do you have any other advice for how this could have gone a lot better, or how either of these parents could improve things in the future? And just for fun, what is the most petty and unrealistic parenting term demand that you've heard from one of these situations? Please leave me some good ones in the comments, because these are always so wild to me. If you enjoyed my commentary here, please like the video. It really does help my channel so much. Hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 550,000. I can taste it. And hit that notification bell if you want alerts for my lives. All right, that's about all I've got for you today. I will see you in the next one.